Hello! So long, Bowser. Thank you so much for playing my game.
what up, gamers? What up, 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 what up? How we doing today? What up, Sleaze, Breeze? What up, Core? You cannot escape, no matter how much you scatter. What up, Parkour? AX Chaos? SK Physics? Who did Vacanus time out, by the way? When we did LaCrizzle's IRL coin flip a couple streams ago, he timed out a LaCrizzle, but apparently not the LaCrizzle. Can I bet if I win marbles, I get a sub and VIP, but if I don't win, I get banned for 2 weeks? Sure. Sure. I don't know if you get... We'll just give you king. You'll get a sub and king, but if you just don't win, you don't have to get last. You'll lose. So keep that in mind. Someone remind us if Billiam Whaley ends up playing in marbles later today. You'll get king, VIP, a sub, but anything but first, and you get timed out. It's a fair deal. Batigo, Fear Goat, Koi Goat, Goatinus. Not Vaca Goat. You just want to keep anus in it really bad. So we marbles today? Not at this pace. Not at this pace, chat. 0 out of 21. Chat, what's going on? Maybe this is your first time tuning into the Road to Worlds Nupo versus Moxy. And if so, you don't know what the current standings are. Also, you're getting everything spoiled. Everything is getting spoiled here. What is someone saying about the YouTube live stream? Why is CSGO shown as the game in the description? I don't know. How do I change that? Yeah, I don't know what to say. Can't spoil it if you watched it all. So true. Here is where the Road to Worlds is at right now. No games!
Friendly reminder to everyone to use their Twitch Primes.
Thank you for the friendly reminder to everyone to use their Twitch Primes. Nupo and Moxy currently tied. Interestingly, at a losing record. Not something we would necessarily expect from these two great 1v1ers. Toxic ended up putting Nupo back in the game in the last stream. We had Drowley and then we had a Toxic Audible last stream, which was yesterday, I believe. A Geek Man, maybe the 11 months Prime. He remembered to use his Prime. So we have another tough matchup. I mean, Vatira is a guy who could, in theory, win both. I would think that the most likely is a 1-1 split. Maybe the, first person to go 0-2. Nobody's been able to go 0-2 against him. Nupo and Moxy have not been able to sweep any opponents. So that is where we stand. It is going to be 10 matches. 10 matches. The winner at the end of all of it will be the player with the better series record and or the better games record. As it stands right now, games is the tiebreaker. That's why you see it in green for Nupo. We could imagine a world in which maybe Nupo doesn't get a win. And then even though he has better game differential, series is what will be what really matters. So Moxy being at 2-2 would get him the win over Mr. Nupo. Vatira playing for $100 per match against Nupo and Moxy. Nupo and Moxy playing for $1,000 prize in the whole event. And, of course, practice for Worlds. I thought it was going to take a lot longer to get more matches. We're cranking out 4 different matchups in this week. Then we'll have a little bit of a break. I'm guessing it'll be tougher to find the rest of the matchups in the future, but maybe it won't. Maybe we'll get through it nice and quick, and we'll have to do Road to Worlds ×2 or something if they want to keep getting more practice matches. But what up? Tykern, how's everyone doing? Is it Vatira only today? Probably just Vatira. Because I don't think we're going to be doing it. I haven't talked to anybody else about playing today. And I wouldn't expect to be able to sneak in a couple more. I'm also could afford to end after these 2 matches. But I'm not sure that, I can decline if everything is all lined up. Air fryer? But why? You'd love to see Mina pros in this too? Like Shadi or Rawas? I'll reach out to the Mina guys as well, of course. You gotta hit up a Mina 2v2 mix-up since Johnny Boy never uploaded his. That doesn't sound like Johnny Boy. If he did one, he uploaded it. That does not sound like Jonathan Boy to me. If he did a 2v2 Mina mix-up, he uploaded it, if you're talking about YouTube. Got a SEA goat in here? A sea goat? What is that? Chat, we're starting in 18 minutes. First match is in 18 minutes here. 18 minutes on the hour. Just want to go live early, you know. Chat with you guys. Farm a couple primes. Zach is back. Thank you for the 11 months tier 1.
Is marbles at the end of the stream or when? I guess we'll DSC 1439.
I guess we'll DSC 1439. No, he talks about his Mina 2v2 mix-up and his French 2v2 mix-up, but I searched so much for the Mina one and could never find it. He might have theorized about doing a Mina one and didn't. It's time to Liro, says the King of the Marbles. Chat, when the King of the Marbles demands you do something, you must do it or be timed out. Where is our king? There he is, Mr. Truck Freak. Rico lived in a 9 months prime.
If DSC had 1,439 lovers, I am one of them.
So true.
Can I play them after Vatira? I'm peaking at Diamond 2 right now.
Yeah, okay, we'll drop Gravy Menace in after. Gravy Menace will play after Vatira. When was Toxic's games? They happened right after the Vatira matches. Oh, sorry, the Drowley matches yesterday. Someone responded to me before saying Johnny Boy didn't upload it because of the pauses in between matches. No, that doesn't sound right. You could just edit those out. Like, I don't know. Maybe this is true. But I just highly doubt he just leave a good stream like that on the cutting room floor and not make a video out of it. Have a good stream. I have too much to do to stay in chat today. Well, ban him then. Just kidding, Claus. See you later, gamer. This is the plan today. We're Toxic and Moxy close games. It was not a blowout. I don't know if any of these guys will ever get blown out. The closest is probably a couple of Razir's games in the reverse sweep. When's the match start? Match will start in 16 minutes. Just want to get live nice and early. You know, check out the item shop. Is this? Ooh, a Zomba, but on a car. Zomba glitched. Kid Slice, save the 22 months prime.
Anniversary today.
Yo, happy anniversary, Kid Slice. Happy anniversary. Is Zen playing? I don't know if Zen is playing 1v1 right now. I can reach out to him. Bin Sock! Thank you for the 6 months tier 1. I don't want to sound like a dick, but when people make that I'm silver 3, will the pros give me a tryout type joke? I cringe so hard and look away, and my new Samsung phone, it's really that bad. Get some new material. So you just wanted to mention you have a new Samsung phone. Good luck with your SM64 120 star run at Summer Games Done Quick on Saturday. Is there a 120 star run? I saw that Sweegie was there. Is Green Sweegie doing a run? What if we promise to get the 21 subs by the end of the stream if you run marbles now? No, that's not how it works. Marbles is a real pay up front type situation. Record sub streak? I think we are on a record sub streak. 32. Sub streak, for those of you guys who don't know, is 7 an hour. Is usually how we set it up because I have a lot of different times amounts of streams. It's Ore! Oh my goodness, it's cards! Sweaty cards. My guy. Thank you for the 25 gifted. Don't forget, though, that Mr. Itorhe also had a tier 1 for 10 months. We're 33 streaking. Okay, I'll pull up the freaking marbles, man. Sleaze Breeze. Muscular, but still hetero. Is it... He's the guy who, yeah, he's the guy who said that message, right? Why do you have to say but still hetero, man? It actually makes me think that maybe... I don't know. I mean, there's nothing wrong, but it seems like maybe you're not hetero if you feel the need to bring it up. You could be muscular, that's fine. Thank you, Sleaze Breeze, for gifting him a sub. Hype Train level 7. Feel free to queue it up. I guess we have 13 minutes. I guess we really could probably run one early. It's just like, I really... The problem I have, chat, is that I don't want people to come in here and think that it's a marble stream. You get that? Because, like, we're not a marble stream, per se. We're a Rocket League stream with show matches and fun watch parties. And so, when people come in before a match like this, when the title says Vatira versus Moxy, they're going to think to themselves, is Vatira versus Moxy a marbles matchup? Are they matching up against each other in marbles? Which is, of course, quite confusing. And sure, you guys who have been here for a while know that, you know, it's not just marbles. But we got to think about the newbies. You know? What are they going to think? First time playing since coming back from my band. Wish me luck. Guess I'm at the wrong stream. Can we do a Moxy versus Nupo marbles prediction with just the 2 marbles? Yeah, I think we could. We actually easily could. I should say easily. I did find out how to do it, though. Can you invite Rawas today for the series? We could. I think I already sent a message to Rawas if he's interested in being one of the opponents. He didn't wish me luck. I'm going to lose it. Now I know it. Well, at this point, I can't. Yeah, another Rocket League stream. Why does Fear not realize what the viewers want? This dude really thinks we, his loyal followers, care about cars hitting a ball? This is preposterous. Blasphemy. Fear, I have a confession. I am your only viewer. Every time I exclamation point play, I make a new account. So why do you show this old dead car soccer game? Old Fear was built on this, but new Fear, no. New Fear is only important for one thing. Why cars hitting a ball... Why have cars hitting a ball when the most important ball is one on... Okay, you got cut off. If every time someone types exclamation point play, it's you, then that means that no one really likes marbles, right? Because everyone who's playing is just the same person. So when you think about it that way, it almost discourages me from playing marbles. Because why would I have everyone do just... play marbles against themselves? Boyd, thank you for the 3 months prime. Much appreciated. Hype train continues. Level 7. 7 subs for the arbitrary level 8 in which you get nothing different than you would have gotten if there were no hype train. All right. I think we run it. It's 135. It's a bit of a smaller game. But we go now, so we can be sure to be done. This is a new map or something. I don't know if they drop new maps or what, but I've never seen this one before. It's kind of fun. As we fall down the big stairs. Can we set a world record on it? Wait, if you fall down, what happens? So many people are falling off and they're not getting punished for it. In fact, it almost looks like they might be going faster. What's the deal with that? Surely they'll be punished later on for not being as nimble as us. Wait, what's the big marble doing there? Whoa. Look, what? Oh, it's bouncing back. Oh, it's killing people.
Well, I hate my viewers. I hate marbles. I love balls and cars.
Prime. Wait, DSC 1439 is doing pretty well in the top 4, but not anymore. Dude, how long is this one? Apparently, the record is at least 1 more minute because it's got, or at least 30 seconds, I should say. This one's a bit slow. I liked it at first. Not a lot going on here. First time chatter calling out the current leader. Zach is back, making sure to gift a sub to DSC in case DSC wins. And DSC can become the king. Thank you for the gifted. The Laxer Titanium White, though. Currently in the... Oh, wait a second. Whee! Uh-oh. Not a very good landing. Oh, you're falling. Yep, you're gone. Not even worth watching you anymore. Low carb Harry? Ooh, hit the boosters just right. Wait, what? What? What's going on? Wait, is it how far you land? Is it how far you land? Oh, wait a second. It's whoever lands the farthest. Slash Breeze! What is this? Can anybody get anywhere close to this? Dude, he just destroyed. I had to go back and watch the Sleazebee's run to know how he got this far. Calzones? Maybe? No, dude, not even close. Released rope? Wait, did he just finish last? Oh, it's Jorge? I gotta go find out who finishes last. I don't think anybody's beating him. So I think it's gonna be the shortest landing. Surely it's not me. I'm kind of far back there. The shortest landing will be the one who's getting last, which right now, let's see who it was. First off, congratulations to our new king, Sleazebreeze, but also Duke of Simps. Sleazebreeze. Sleazebreeze is the new king of the marbles. One moment while I set all that up. /unVIP truck freak /VIP Sleazebreeze. Calculated kitten. Thank you for the gifted sub to Duke of Sims. Oh, by the way, we have another guy to timeouts. We have another guy to timeout. Who was it? Surely we remember it. He said, if I don't win, you just time me out. I think it started with a B. It wasn't Benson, though. Does chat remember who it was? Maybe he could just actually escape punishment. Billiam Whaley? Wait, is he on here? Did he type exclamation point play? Oh, there he is. I did not win. Later, Billiam. Later, Billiam.
Put me against them. I should be the one at France.
Yo, they have 37 months tier 1 Laharts. Appreciate that, gamer. Irish Cream, they have the 10 months prime.
Content leading up to LAN.
All right, it's now time for Moxy versus Vatira. Everything you've been waiting for. Oh. Oh, Moxy takes the lead. 1 second. Let me actually, I need to not alt tab because whenever I alt tab, it takes the names away. But there's no way to get out of this without alt tabbing, I don't think. Okay, here we go. I think I got out. All right, you guys can watch the race. I have to get these guys in the lobby and stuff. Where is Vatira? I'm pretty sure he shows up on Epic. I think I'm only Epic friends with him. I misspelled Sleazebreeze's name? Oh no. Oh no. In the king? Does he have Sleaze? Oh shoot. Yeah, I definitely did. Sleazebreeze. Okay. King should be fixed now. Moxy looks like he's better at marbles so far. Oh! Whoa, what was that bounce? What the heck? Vatira's just stuck in the spin cycle, though. I didn't. I fixed it. Proverb, I fixed it. Look at the chat, man. Look at the chat. Just look at the chat to know that it's clearly fixed now. Wait, what the heck? What just happened? Vatira just clutched! Someone banned Proverb. He made me look away. For spamming. Dude, how did he clutch? Dude, Moxy, what took you so long? Insane. Vatira. And Moxy. There was everything you've been waiting for, chat. I still don't see Vatira in game yet. He did confirm that he's good to go, though. When does the match start? Can we get a timer? So this is what Marbles predicted then? I guess Marbles predicts Moxy to have a clear and obvious early lead. Only for Vatira to snipe it away. No predictions? Mod's too busy adding me and yelling at me to make a prediction. I got you guys, though. Why even play Rocket League now? If you type that one more time, Proverb. I swear! When are they playing? It's not going to work for you, Proverb, because you're a mod. All your stuff gets filtered out. We are just awaiting a Vatira login. Smathy, they were 3 months, tier 1.
Wow, I finally catch a Feer stream. Let's go, and it's summer too.
Did the king make everybody at Proverb? I like that. Count me in. Ooh, that guy who wants Zen just got timed out for 24 hours. Let me know your fantasy league this year. You talking about for the NFL? I don't do NFL fantasy or any fantasy. Moldy Midget, thank you for the 41 months, tier 1. Lick you emote gets me going. I'm gonna have to remove it now. It's just someone giving a lick, okay? Can we get some points on Vatira so I can potentially make money? 75-25 in favor of Mock right now. I guess you can see that right here. The power went to my head immediately. We're like halfway through the opponents now. After this one ends, we'll be 4/10 of the way. Not quite half. Yo, Feer, how you doing? W stream? I think so. I think it's been a W stream. We are just waiting for Vatira, who within 30 minutes had said he's going to be good to go. So I expect him to show up here soon. Crispy Maestro, they have the 9 months prime. Yesterday's opponents. Here, well, I'll give you guys a look. We could check it out in the meantime. We're not talking about marbles. Here's how the road to Worlds Nupo versus Moxy has gone so far. It is now time for Vatira. Spellcheck only thinks that Razir's... Oh, I just hadn't clicked it yet. I was like, only thinks Razir's name is an actual word. How do you like the new Fennec? I have not played in the new Fennec yet, so I couldn't tell you. Here is how the road has gone so far. Interestingly, losing records for both Nupo and Moxy. All right, it's refresh time. We got these guys both in the lobby. Moxy, Vatira. It's best of 5. You guys ready? All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Here we go. It's the road to Worlds. Nupo versus Moxy. Playing in a $1,000 challenge in which they will play against the same 10 opponents. Looking to get a better record than the other against them in order to get away with $1,000. Their opponents that are playing against them. Oh my goodness. What a spectacular. Not own goal. Oh, own goal. Their opponents are playing for $100. Unfortunately, we have to watch this, Vatira. You just launch this at your own net. And then almost saved it, but not quite. The first goal will go to Moxy, courtesy of Vatira. They have played against 3 opponents so far. 3 opponents so far. If you want to go back and watch how the games have gone, I would highly recommend doing so. You know, we're probably going to mention the previous matchups throughout all of these streams, so it's a good idea, you know, if you don't want them to be spoiled, to just watch them in order, which they should be uploaded in order on YouTube, no worries. But today, we have Vatira versus Moxy. The current standings are slightly in Nupo's favor. These guys are actually both 1 and 2 with losses to Drally, Toxic, and Razir's. Moxy lost to just Toxic, and Nupo lost to just Razir's, but they both lost to Drally. And game differential currently favors Nupo. Game differential currently favors Nupo. Big thanks to the Toxic matchup. That has been the real difference maker right now. Originally, it was the Razir's matchup. Now it's a Toxic matchup. A sweep for Nupo, and Moxy got swept, which means a huge game differential there. And it tied up the series. Moxy had the lead series before that, as Vatira trying to get a second on the board right now. That is the context today. So we're going to have Moxy play Vatira, and then we're going to have Nupo play Vatira. And we'll add those to the scoreboard and go from there. Yeah, I don't know why my fiber has been having a little bit of issues. It's been so good for really long, and now it's having these weird disconnections for just moments at a time. Just long enough. And one of the biggest annoying things too is OBS retries every few seconds, but the first retry, even though everything seems like it should work, never works. It's always the second one, just long enough for Twitch to like reset everything it knows about the current stream and think it's a brand new stream, which is just annoying. But life goes on. And the good thing is it happened not during the match, but before the match, which is no big deal. Moxy is, oh my goodness, gonna have the freest open net follow-up on this ever. I want to watch from Vatira POV. Is there a reason why he doesn't get involved? He just turns away. Wait, what? Does he think it's gonna be a race for a boost, or? Vatira trying to take this one across the field. Moxy able to stop him. Nice launch from Vatira, who will now pick up 100 and tie the game. Delay kickoff from Vatira. All the guys on KC specifically seem to love the delay kickoffs. Atto is probably doing it the most, but Charlie Vatira like to do it a bit as well. Vatira's going to roll through this one and get himself a 4th goal. Sometimes just taking the dribble quickly is the answer, as people try to pre-jump expecting those resets. Vatira, air dribble, gets stuffed out. Moxy has to reverse wave dash to try and get back on this ball. Moxy is trying to bounce back from 3 straight losses right now. He played second. Oh, Vatira's going to length the field. It's a DS challenge for Vatira, and Moxy denies it. No! Man, we've got some close saves. Vatira almost saving his own goal. This time, Moxy almost saving a full field air dribble. Able to pin it into the top of the net, but couldn't quite get back to get the follow-up clear before it dropped in. Vatira looking strong. Like I said, Moxy trying to get his wheels back underneath him after a tough sweep against Mr. Toxic. He has been taking a break, and this has certainly been his opportunity to be thrown right back into the hot seat with matchups against some of the best in the game. And right now, he's going to have to continue to play from behind. Wave dash kickoff from Moxy as he goes to steal Vatira's corner. Vatira, be careful. Holding on to the little bit of boost he does have as he approaches back towards the net. Going to get demoed. Moxy will chain a couple dashes to get out to the midfield quicker, and then boom one top rights. Put himself back within 1. Moxy, air dribble, taken to the ground. Usually wants to get demos from this position. Really strong flick, but it's actually a pass back flick. Little camera check to see if he's going to have to deal with Vatira diving on his pass off the backboard, if he's going to be able to chill. And he seemed to make the right read because Vatira did back off, and Moxy did not panic. Normally you put the ball against the back wall like that, and you feel like you have to cut it off as early as possible because someone might be diving to take it away. Vatira had no interest in that. Moxy going to try and dribble it over the top. Great read here. The single jump from Moxy and to pull back his car in order to actually double this one in off the post is not that simple of a thing to do. Even using the backflip as well. Vatira's show match record is really good, isn't it? Yeah, I think he's always had good performances. I think he would have been top 4 in EU RLCS 1v1 if he had not gotten beat by Check-in Bot the day of the event. He did not get there in time and lost in the upper bracket of group stage, which just kind of threw off his whole event and who he had to play against. Otherwise, I think it could have been easily a KC plus Moxy top 4. The opponents of Nupo and Moxy do get a reward. If they win, they get $100. So they're basically playing $100 prize pool matches. Moxy and Nupo are playing for $1,000 over the course of the events. They just have to come out the winner. And they get the extra practice for a very high prize pool event that'll be happening in September, World Championship in France. I'm sure both are going to want to be ready to go. Moxy up 7-6. May have been behind at times. He's managed to get himself back in the lead, and he's going to time waste. We've seen both Nupo and Moxy do this now. Moxy power slide cutting. He really does not want to chip the ball away unless absolutely forced to. Vatira wants a demo. If he could have snagged it, it would have been a tie game. He did not get it. Now Moxy uses every last bit of his boost to tap this one away. Able to steal Vatira's corner. Just hugely important. No way Vatira keeps this up in the air, right? Can't imagine there's a world in which he scores this. Moxy's going to take game number 1 in this best of 5. And we're going to have to run... We're going to run a 1-minute ad because Twitch gets weird when it Fs and resets. It like... Just want to make sure we don't get it during games. I wish I could give you 14 ads, Zach. But... Oh, we're effing again. Look at this. Perfect time. Thank goodness I waited that F out. See, I just predicted that the stream was going to F for a moment again. Uh-oh, it's Fing right now. Never mind. My point is ruined. Oh, we're back. Game number 2. Moxy and Vatira. Vatira with a heavy delay. As Moxy looks to set up some action around Vatira's nets. Side flipping to pop it high. Should be able to grab boost. And he actually lobs the ball up. Probably in hopes of keeping it somewhere that only his boost advantage will be helpful. Vatira makes a nice play off the back wall, and now it's reset on 100 himself. Both these guys scared to actually challenge the ball. They turn away from it passively. Moxy will be the first back to it, and oh my goodness, a pre-flip pop by Vatira. Although I think it was a mistake. I think he would have rather just gotten the touch early and forced it out to net, but instead only got the pre-flip in order to push it forward. Front flip from Vatira. Cheer 1. Sleaze Breeze is diabolical right now. Moxy gonna get the first of this one. Unfortunately, the stream is gonna be dying out on frames here and there. It seems like that's what happened yesterday. I don't really know why it's happening. It kind of fixed itself for the most part. So I think all we can do is power through. I currently have, a fine connection to the game. And, these players seem to have a good connection. So all we can hope is that it doesn't F for too long. 2-0 now for Moxy. Vatira not going to get bumped here as he gets over the top of Moxy. Has the reset front flip. One thing I could maybe do, normally I don't mess with any stream settings at all. And I don't really, I think at the end of the day, all that stuff's just placebo. I think what it comes down to is, oh, what a great shot from Vatira. The reset wave dash to cut away. Even Moxy drops in the nice shots. Let's watch it from Moxy POV. I mean, that ball looks like it's headed to the opposite post before the last second. Like I said, I think that, for the most part, changing settings and all that kind of stuff is all just placebo. At the end of the day, it's just frustrating when your ISP is giving you troubles and you want so badly to be able to control it. When reality is you probably can't. That being said, might be worth a try. I tried to turn on, basically all this is saying because I tried to turn on 1440p. Pretty sure they allow partners and affiliates to do that. And all you have to do is check a box and stream at that resolution. Which I believe I'm doing. And it has no one has yet to say that the stream has been in 1440p, right, chat? You're saying it's still been 1080p. So maybe, I mean, I could just turn that off. Is one minor thing I could do. But, like I said, I'm not sure that we have control over it. I think it's just the internet. No reason to keep it at the 1440p settings, though, if we are just going to get a 1080p stream. Vatira catches a demo and gets himself a goal. Vatira trying to chase down Moxy on the back wall. Moxy almost able to escape. Actually is going to be able to snag Vatira's 100 boost. Moxy booms a power shot. Vatira will lob it back up high. And now a demo. Ooh, I thought for sure Moxy would go for a demo. I guess he felt like it might have been too telegraphed and he expected Vatira to dodge it. So last second, he changed his decision. Moxy forcing this one to the ceiling. And will boom it the length of the field. 3-2 for Moxy. With a minute 17 left to go. Trying to finish out. Finish out. He's just starting. Trying to continue a streak win of one game. After losing 3 straight to Toxic. Wait, is the stream actually perfect on YouTube? Someone said the stream is perfect on YouTube. Which, of course, would mean that it is Twitch's fault. If there's no lag at all on YouTube, then brutal. Then it is Twitch's fault, which makes me feel better, right? Vatira up the side wall, has a reset. Moxy gonna get the double. Nice read. I mean, it's not really a double, but he reads it off the corner in a tie game. Able to flip through the boost, keep boosting in order to not get demoed, and then the late flip. I mean, he has to dodge the pressure as well as find a way to get the ball in. And he does just that. And what a read of a kickoff. Vatira trying to fake it. I did not have the read as quickly as Moxy did, I'll be honest. Sometimes the reads are really easy. I feel like Vatira did a decent enough job of making that one seem tough, but maybe Moxy's just deep inside his head. 5-3 for Moxy. Wave dash kickoff for Mock as he sends it to the back wall. Moxy just handed the free possession over to Vatira, who has a zap dash celebration as he will accept that really high pop. Vatira, oh my goodness, Vatira. Converting on a kickoff goal, but in one of the more spectacular ways you could. Look at the placement on this shot. It's just unbelievable. Moxy does have a save on a shot that's not placed quite that well. But it's perfection for Vatira, and his light kickoff this time is not read by Moxy. Vatira has a great possession now. It seemed like Moxy was closing out his game and maybe still will with a nice pre-flip here. Vatira makes a save. Moxy 180 turns and will tap this back to the midfield. It hits ground, so OT in game number 2. Delay kickoff again from Vatira. Moxy electing to not go pick up the midfield 100. Decided he does not have time for that. And now will instead launch a flick back to his own half. The mechanics to get to the perfect power to just have it land on the back wall while he picks up the 100. It's not, you know, a simple thing. And normally something that players wouldn't even risk. They won't risk, you know, a mechanics check just to bring the ball back to your own half. Because if you mess up, you're probably given a free goal. Moxy couldn't get the power on this one. Now has to do a quick camera check. Can't get up to the ball in time. Vatira puts it on target. It's in. Vatira snags this game right back from Moxy. And we have ourselves a tied series. Every single game matters. Moxy could afford to bounce back from the toxic sweep with a sweep of his own, but that won't happen as we are tied 1-1. And we're dropping. I literally was about to say I'm going to ready up because we're not dropping frames in this exact moment, but it might just be time to go to YouTube if it genuinely is perfect on YouTube. Game number 3. Moxy and Vatira. As Moxy zap dashes his way back to the ball. Vatira maybe was trying to one-up his original own goal, but did manage not to do it this time. Moxy has to double this one away. Oh, nice zap dash pre-flip, but still couldn't get to the boost in time. Now might actually find himself in too deep, depending on if Vatira can handle this advantage well. Another moment where it seemed like Moxy was maybe going to go for a kind of psycho redirect or something to eat the ball out, but couldn't get the second touch. Instead, he'll go for the demo and power shoot. Vatira, nice save. Known as one of the better goal line defenders. Maybe most famously known for his defense, not just on the goal line, though. As Vatira clears it out, rolls it into the back corner of Moxy, who wants to play a ground dribble, and will get to do so again. This flick is so strong. Vatira using the woodwork to help him get the save and clear it to a safe position. Decides to use the flip in order to counter Moxy, and then hit what I believe is being called the Evan Pop by the kids these days. As Moxy flicks one top left. And we'll go up 1-0. Vatira. Ooh, almost the perfect placement. Oh no! The first one I could forgive. He was trying to go for that sweet spot. The second one did not look so good. Vatira now on an air dribble. Decides to leave off the ball. Not expecting to be able to create a scoring chance there. Moxy swinging wide. Vatira wants to punish, and he does. That is the kind of placement he was going for last time. He just didn't hit it. This time he does, and we got ourselves a tie game. Vatira, reset pre-flip, stuffed down by Moxy, and countered. Ooh, interesting. Moxy reads the delay late, single jumps over it, and then tries his best to dash himself back down to the ground, but did so a bit early and spun out. As Vatira will get the first possession on this play. Waiting up on the sidewall for Moxy to tap him the ball. And now waiting way too long as he may be looking for his chance to attack. Moxy boosts himself away after popping the ball up and sees the angle for a long shot. Vatira pre-flipping and now muscling off Moxy in order to get the seconds. Moxy, what a save. Wants to get a counter as well, as he kept the ball right in the perfect spot for the long shots on the in and out save. Or the recovery from the top of the net, I should say. It wasn't really an in and out save like you're used to. Vatira on a bounce dribble hook shot will get a third. Moxy reads the no-jump kickoff, tried to jump over the top of it and pre-flip to the ball. Did not connect. Now Vatira the other way will equalize. Chat, apparently YouTube is doing just fine, for those of you who are watching on Twitch and having issues. Not much we can do about that. I see that, you know, the situation, but nothing to be done on my end. Vatira air dribble. After this game, I'll try and switch some settings for fun. Just see what happens. You never know. But I don't think that's gonna do anything. Moxy flick bump. Gets a fifth. 5-4 with 55 seconds on the clock. Delayed kickoff from Moxy this time. I see he wants to use to his advantage. I don't think it's going to pay off. He gets bumped and rattled around and then misses what I think he was hoping to be like a wave dash recovery. Because of that, he's not in the stratosphere. Moxy now collecting a possession in his own back corner. Dunked, bumped away. Vatira up 6-5 now with 32 seconds. Moxy has a decent kickoff here as he's got Vatira back in net. Vatira trying to rotate in and out. Top left from Moxy. Ties it right back up. Moxy rolls one directly towards Vatira. With 6 with 15 left to go. This 50's not great. Vatira gonna make it 7-6. They have traded the lead back and forth so often. Wave dash kickoff. Vatira trying to pop this one out of danger. Moxy's going to move it back to the midfield. He's got a great chance. Power slide cut. Vatira is in reverse and goes for a backflip challenge. Moxy can't keep it up. It will hit ground. Vatira wins game number 3. We're going to do a little quick reset of the stream, see if it helps at all. All right. We are back. Hopefully. Refresh. Hopefully everything's all good now. Here we go. It's game number 4. Vatira and Moxy. We did slightly mess with the settings. Maybe this will fix it. Twitch is currently experimenting with 1440p. I think we did set it up for that. And then people are saying we're not even getting 1440p. I don't know. I was smart enough to save every last one of my settings. Ooh, nice double from Vatira before messing with anything. So I did just pivot us back to how it's been for, you know, a year plus when it was going just fine. So there's a small chance now YouTube is lagging. Well, I think I've done what I can as far as keeping that stream going well. I mean, it should be back. I guess everyone can come back to Twitch if that's true. I think if anything, the lag probably happened because I stopped and started the stream real quick. Moxy gonna catch a demo on Vatira as he picks up the attacking corner boost. A fake and then goes top rights. Vatira's gonna drop on the nice shot. We can watch it from his POV. We still just dropped a couple frames in the new settings as Vatira thought about the reverse challenge after the mix-up. So there's a small chance it'll be the same. You know, it had nothing to do with the settings on my end. Vatira, a nice delay into a musty, but it does get denied. 50 sends this one straight up in the air. Now Moxy doing his best to kind of switch the field and throw off Vatira's possession, but Vatira still has exactly what he needs. He's going to boom it to the back wall, and he reads the pre-flip. Or sorry, not the pre-flip, but the pre-jump. You see Moxy preparing to defend an air dribble. Starts to jump and then quickly realizes, oh, too late. Vatira was not going for an air dribble. He boomed it to the back wall to counter, and it worked perfectly. Drazy leaving the 3 months prime. Moxy gonna make it 3-3 with 3:31 on the clock. It's always important to remember if your favorite player is losing on the kickoff that there's no luck to it. That kickoffs in 1v1 are a back and forth mind game that are important and a little bit of a mechanics check. They're important to perfect here if you want to get wins. Vatira's going to make it 4-3. This time, the fake kickoff is not read by Moxy. He read it so hard. Last time Vatira tried it on a diagonal. Now Vatira into a length of field. Pogo shot actually sailed the ball way too high. And Moxy is actually not going to score. They both got back there at the same time. Moxy didn't really have a clean way to get to the ball. He tried some kind of pre-flip, either to bump, you know, Vatira or just push it out a little bit farther, but couldn't quite do so. Vatira maybe about to win 3-1. I thought, you know, the prize pool for this event would be something pretty close to $1,000 with the way Moxy and Nupo have been playing, knowing that they're going to get 1,000 plus 100 per player that's able to beat them, but it has seemed to be a tough challenge for these guys so far. Moxy cannot get back to stop Vatira, making it 6-3. Half a game left to go, though. Moxy's oftentimes started from behind and found a way to get the game. And that's what he's going to have to do right now. Delayed kickoff from Vatira pays off again. Staying one step ahead. Did not get boosting early enough in order to be able to double that. As Moxy plays the possession into his back corner, Vatira is loving these 180s into a reverse challenge, or at least threatening the reverse challenge. Maybe he feels like he's able to recover quicker in case it doesn't work out that way. Vatira cuts this one across the net. He's going to be able to pick up the 100 on the other side. Moxy cannot get the speed to really make anything out of his possession, so Vatira has controlled the ball right back. Oh, Moxy, this is the kind of dunk he needs. Right when it seemed like he had given Vatira everything, he takes it right back by stealing the ball as Vatira transitions to the ground. (6-4) for Vatira. Vatira not going to bring the ball over to Moxy. Moxy DC'd? No. Okay. Moxy is hoping that Vatira is going to bring him the ball. Vatira is not going to. I think Moxy might have tilted out of this one. Vatira is going to shoot on his open net when Moxy finally gives it to him. And there's GG's. Wow. I think Moxy tilted out of this one. Vatira gonna win it with a minute 15 left to go. Does he want to drop a pogo? He's got a lot of time. He says no problem. Vatira to the ceiling. Okay, wait. He can make it work. Pogo double. Has a second chance. He says sorry. No problem. No problem. All right. Ceiling reset. That one will do. Got to use a boost to get behind it. Hey, nice shot. GG's. Vatira gets the win against the Mock. As we head to Nupo versus Vatira. We'll pause this one up. All right, hopefully internet issues are resolved. All right, we can take a quick look at the current standings. I've actually been trying to remember to include these in the video. It is a 3-1 for Vatira. So the lead for Nupo lengthens. And now a big match is about to happen. If he can take a series lead by beating Vatira here. We're gonna run ads right now. Marbles is at the end of the stream. We're gonna get Nupo in the party. We are going to give him lead because we get better servers when he's lead. Okay, I'll just join his party. Okay. Nupo requesting orange this time. Just cancel the event at this point. They will end up with 8 losses and you're sabotaging the world championship. Listen. What do you want me to say? It's not a sabotage. It's called scrims. Sometimes scrims don't go well. What do you use for combining YouTube and Twitch chat? I used to do it, but I don't combine it anymore. This one good? Okay. Nupo says this one's a good server. In about a minute 50, I will invite... Okay, I need 2 minutes. Gonna have like 10 VODs for today. Yeah, it's it's a bit chalked, but the good news is the internet situation does seem to be better. The Twitch situation does seem to be better. So we're not gonna try out any new features ever again unless we know for sure they're gonna work. Will you do any open tournaments? Maybe. Never know. I've done a lot of tournaments with open qualifying for them. All right. Let's get Vatira in this game. Hopefully Twitch is smart enough to recognize that they're all the same stream as far as people's stream streaks. If the stream dies, the one difference might be when I intentionally ended it. Maybe Twitch, maybe there's like a end flag that gets sent to the stream as opposed to like a stream that just dies via unfortunate internet connection. All right, let me see. I invited you to Nwpo's party. He had to create the server. We are in it. At this point, just do a Nupo versus Moxy show match. It's just a regular show match by good good ones players at this point. No. It's specifically, I mean, listen, they may want to play each other, but I feel like they should save it for the World Championship. It's important to remember these are the effectively scrims. And we all know how scrims have gone only for the World Championships to go different. Looking handsome today. Thank you. I'm liking that the... all right, they're here. It could be time. Here we go. It's Vatira and Nupo playing in the $1,000 Road to Worlds. Nupo versus Moxy. They are going to be playing in September in the World Championship. And so we have come up with a little format here for them to get as many practice matches as possible here as they prepare for playing in the first ever LAN World Championship. Nupo is going to be playing Vatira right now as he goes for an air 50 and gets the first goal. We just had Moxy play first. I've been trying to go back and forth between having Moxy and Nupo play first against the different opponents. And with the exception of maybe the one that we just had, in general, it's actually seemed to be beneficial to go first. Players almost seem to get like a little bit of warm-ups playing in the first match and then are more prepared for the second match going forward. In this case, Nupo is playing the second match. Vatira just played against Moxy. They've played against a few players now. Raziers, Drally, Toxic, and now Vatira. And coming into this match, Nupo and Vatira, I should say, I'm going to be spoiling previous matches. You should go back and watch them in order if you don't want to get them spoiled. What was I about to say? I was about to say that Nupo and Moxy were tied coming into this series. They were only separated by game differential. And that could still be the case if Vatira is able to get a win here, as Nupo going to get scored on because the previous match did go in favor of Vatira. So every little game matters. A 3-game differential right now for Nupo. If he were to get swept here, that would get reduced. Vatira controlling this ball to the side wall. And now air dribbling up, denied by Nupo. Nupo getting one of his classic 50s in order to get his only goal of the game so far. Question is who will be able to gain an advantage first. Vatira lost control of this dribble too far ahead of him and not the boost necessary to be able to get back. Honestly, even if he did, though, it's still going to drop off the top of his car. A nice little bump by Vatira in order to take this one away. Vatira's recovery defense has been really strong. We saw that against Moxy as well. Now reset at ceiling height. Looking for the doubles. Denied by Nupo. He read where that was headed. Vatira gets a demo, though, and will get his goal all the same. I'm assuming somebody in chat earlier said, slightly unrelated, I was watching something on Tarek's stream, and the chat was a mess. Gotta say I love you, Feer. But I can't remember what the original message was because you guys all edited it. And I don't know who sent it. But shout out that guy who appreciates me. Nupo dunking this over the top of Vatira, who went for a no-jump kickoff. I don't know if he was trying to lose it to the back corner intentionally, but did not pay off. There wasn't any I love you. Sure there was. It was Insane, to be fair. Insane does watch CSGO, Valorant, I think, so it could be him. Grossi, they were the 11 months prime. Hello to Germany. Or, shoot. No, I think I only know thanks in German. But at this point, I'm not going to risk sounding stupid. So I'll stick to English. Take the risk? Well, now it doesn't feel like a risk anymore because someone else typed it in chat as well, which was Danke. I don't know how you say it in German, like, correctly. But I think that's just thanks in German. Nupo! Gonna get a third. English Fear? Yeah, you're right. I really should just stick to English. Let's probably just do that. Nice flick. Vatira, kickoff win, gets the boost first. He thought a much higher bounce was coming, and he did his best to try and push himself back down and double in what should have otherwise been a very easy follow-up. He was actually cursed by the fact that he's better at this game, expecting and preparing for a high bounce. Someone with much less skill would have just assumed he was going to bounce low and would have been there for it. Nice play by Vatira, though, to make up for it. Vatira resets and then uses that reset for the 50 as he falls back off the ball. 3-3. Nupo wins this kickoff and gets a great connection on his bump on Vatira, but throws him off the angle as well. Takes him a second to get back. Vatira uses that second to recover. And Vatira is actually going to pick up both of his back corner boosts, which means possession will be in his favor. First touch is not great. Can he find a way to make anything out of it? No, he's going to have to just bail. Well, maybe not. He returns back on top of the ball because Nupo doesn't take it away. Still doesn't create a ton of that. Great recovery defense from Vatira. His ability to get back and cut off these long shots on open nets has been a big difference maker here, especially in close games like this one. He's done that a few times. Now Vatira just corralling this ball to bring it straight back towards the nets. Trying to make magic happen again on the back wall. Will he get punished from that? Or will he do another great job at recovering back and cleaning up the possession? Now a rolling dribble. What is he faking here anymore? It worked! It worked! I mean, at this point, he's threatening tapping the ball. Like, what's going on? It worked so well. He was threatening, I don't know, going back to his own half with that fake. But Nupo delayed just a little bit longer. And then he was able to win the 50. Vatira in the lead. Now just trying to stuff this ball to the ground. Nupo actually does have the boost to get to it. Vatira pre-flip, taps it away. Game number one, gonna go to Vatira. Game number two. Vatira and Nupo. The challengers have been coming to play here against the likes of Nupo and Moxy. Vatira gonna get scored on though to open this one. What is this goal explosion Nupo's using? Is this an upgraded version of the dino? Back in the day, the flaming dinosaur was not one that covered the whole screen. Climate change goal explosion. Is it part of the new battle pass? Ah. It sounds like the same sound. I didn't get to see it because they didn't have ball cam on. But it sounded like the same sound that you see from the dinosaur one normally. It's called Hellfire. I think that sounds right. Oh, is it dinosaurs or just like a skull? Why did I think it was a dinosaur? Maybe because they did a Jurassic Park one that was maybe similar. I think I'm thinking of not a dinosaur. Yeah, a skull. Hellfire version 2. Got it. Vatira reading Nupo dropping this one down. Vatira not going to go sidewall dribble like maybe Nupo was expecting. Cuts it back down and goes for a midfield dribble. Wants to go for a 50. Keeps his flip the whole way in order to try and dash back. Make something out of it. Doesn't get anything. Nupo gets a perfect respawn, a boost. And will take to the skies. Trying to outmaneuver Vatira in the air, who does a great job of covering every single option and not throwing himself out of position. And even gets the back corner boost. Vatira is going to make it 3-1. Nupo gonna catch and flick denied by Vatira, who takes a couple quick looks down to see what Nupo's up to. My goodness, what a save. This time we watched it from Vatira POV. Doesn't make it any less crazy to see what he's doing. Ooh, could not read this one. Nupo does finally get around him on those pre-jumps. All right, I got to watch it full screen. Nupo was nice enough to keep ball cam on there. Vatira cut and pop to lob one out to the midfield. Nupo trying to get a wave dash into flick, I imagine, but didn't really go as clean as he was hoping. Vatira heads to the ceiling to defend against Nupo, tries to keep it low and then take it back high. I think he's expecting a overreaction recovery from Vatira to drop down from the ceiling way faster than he needs to. Instead, Vatira falls at the perfect rate and is right there in position to steal it away. Vatira pulling back off of his air dribble. Nupo went over the top and then actually did not get it in. Nupo preparing for that bounce that either it's in and I can't do anything about it, or it might bounce off into this corner and I'll be prepared. But the problem is Vatira will just bump him like a madman and make it 5-2. As it stands right now, this matchup is currently favoring Moxy. He did get a game off Vatira. In theory, if it were to continue, obviously very early, only halfway through game number 2. Lots of time left on the clock. Just want to give people context of what Nupo needs to do if he wants to gain edge in the challenge versus Moxy. He needs to, at the very least, get one game in order to tie. And he needs to prevent getting swept to not lose any position. Nupo just going to boom one top right. Vatira saves it. Is forced into net, which I think is what Nupo was hoping for with that shot. Now he's going to go for a bump and not expect Vatira to be able to get away from it. But Vatira does do just that. Waiting out, backflip over the top. Now ground pinch from Nupo, collected by Vatira. Minute 41. Nupo's playing his classic game, and this is what I'm talking about. This is when he plays best. Just diving on the ball, sure. He no longer has the advantage, but just finding a way to score. A little wall dash there to reposition himself and get the close angle. Oh, you're right. As the title still say Vatira Moxy. Switch to Vatira Nupo. Nupo. Catch. And into a double jump bump. That'll work. 6-4. He's got time to bring back these next 2 goals. Nupo resets. He's going to have to get a really special touch to try and bring that back on target. Vatira, nice shot. It's crossbar down as well. The counterattack from Vatira is swift. He's quickly into the air, has a reset at ceiling heights, and flips it right over the top to perfectly caress the crossbar before it goes in. Delay from Vatira as he picks up 100. Nupo trying to get some movement on the back wall to get something going. The King of Marbles has now insisted that chat types Vati Go. And the way he's been playing, he is starting to earn it, but still lots of time left. Nupo off the back wall. Vatira floating at ceiling heights, convincing him to go down, staying shadowed. Collects the play. Now launches it back out to the midfield. Nupo needs a good first touch, one that he can follow up in order to be able to outplay Vatira, but that is not what he got. He got one that handed it over to Vatira, who has read this off the ceiling with very little boost. He has just cut off Nupo at every single angle, and now can just roll this one away. 7-5. Nupo gets dunked. The ball will hit the ground. And it's a 2-0 lead for Vatira. Oh. Game number 3. Nupo got the privilege, or unfortunately had to go second today. Not sure which one it is. So far, it's been unfortunately. The challengers have only ever done better in their second match. We'll see better or equal, because Drally had the same result against both. Vatira could show that he's going to do better if he could get a sweep here against Nupo, as he's going to dunk this off the top of his car. It's literally just a pop, not a damn Evan pop or whatever, said someone who hates fun. Of course it's just a pop. Please. 2-0 in favor of Vatira. Nupo missed a wave dash in that corner. He was trying to get the ball back in towards the nets. It's not just a pop. Vatira slamming this one off the back wall. Nupo getting to look at what Vatira's up to before he starts his air dribble. Vatira trying to float in the perfect position. Oh my goodness, Vatira! How did he adjust to get out of the way? He was floating in the air in what felt like a spot that he could not move from. So Nupo decides to go demo him And yet Vatira skirts around it somehow and now outplays him on the side wall. Pre-flips to dunk this in. Vatira is moving different right now. And he's up 3-0 here in game number 3. Vatira sending this one to the net and making it 4-0. Vatira faking his kickoff. And now bringing the ball down to the ground. He's got control. He's not going to try and waste time here yet or anything like that, but he's just done such a good job of dictating everything. Nice reaction to make a save. Nupo's going to be forced to back off. Vatira will roll it straight down the field, and now he's freestyling. He's going 180 and just throwing backfoot flicks at net. We'll see if he ends up regretting that. Nupo going to get a demo. He'll get on the board now. 4-1. Could be worth reminding everybody who does watch these KSA versus EU matchups. The KSA players are always playing on much worse ping. 88 for him to Vatira's 12. But yeah, this is something that they've gotten used to. We've tried to mitigate a little bit of lag that Nupo was getting early on in these matches by having him create the lobby. So he creates them, and I think it gets him slightly better ping, slightly better servers, as Vatira is going to tap this out away. And now it's 5-1. Nupo on an air dribble, 50, will dunk it in. These guys are going to face adversity a lot. Specifically on the main stage. There are going to be some tough goals go the wrong way. You're going to have to be able to recover and get back from it. Whether it's a recovery here in this match against Vatira, starting down 0-2, or maybe just a recovery in the whole format, as it hasn't been the best start for our two potential champions. Lots of time to practice. As Nupo going to lose control of the ball. Vatira will tap it in for an open net. These are the kind of mistakes that have to get cleaned up, and Nupo's not moving. I mean, this is... You could see the frustration there from him. Wave dash kickoff. As Vatira forces it towards the nets. Nupo low 50. Collected. Taken away by Vatira, who has been playing in peak performance. And now going to be rolling it back to his own corner. Tried to go for a little pinch, but Nupo was actually in the perfect spot. He was already up on the ceiling, exactly where that ball headed. Maybe to try and stop an air dribble, but it works out well to take away the ball. Ooh, Vatira cut around an early challenge. And a little power slide flare as he puts the ball in. 7-2. Would I say Vatira might try and milk the clock? He has done that in the past. Nupo, if he could even steal this one game, could at least not lose any ground in this matchup versus Moxy. As Vatira slams that one, sends it high, looks for a double. And I don't know. I mean, yeah, I was going to say, under normal circumstances, this is probably a forfeit. Maybe Nupo would want to try and fight it out, but right around the same amount of time left in the game. Another pogo. Vatira gets a win. It's a sweep for the challenger against the two potential world champions. As Vatira gonna dash onto the ceiling. Pogo behind the ball. This one's clean. This one's a nice setup. Nice shots. Got to make sure to type it exactly like the quick chat. Jeez. Oh, I can't pause or anything. Not leader. GG's. GG's, Mr. Vatira. As he will sweep, and we'll go take a look at the board. Let's head over to the current standings and add in the most recent matchup, it is a sweep, and it is a slightly smaller lead for Mr. Nupo. As, I guess it was a... Oh, wait. Let me think about this. Yeah, it was a 3 because it was his -6. So now his -3 is 2 better than Moxy's -5. Listen, I can't lie. It hasn't started the way we thought it was going to go, but lots of games left. 4 games played so far. 6 more games left to be played. I think we could end up seeing a lot of green. What I will say is, I think we are done. Oh, wait. I mean, let's see. I think we're probably going to be done for today. I did get a message. I don't know if I can, though. These ones didn't take too long. Let me see who's online. We would have gotten half of the whole event in 1 week, which I don't mind. I don't mind this ending early. I did think it would take a little bit longer, and I could get more practice approaching the event, but let's see if there's a chance we could get another one. In the meantime, you guys can do what you guys do best, which is, of course, type !play. Okay, I have to find an opponent. Who's online who I've talked to about this? The thing is, it's gonna be another tough opponent, man. I see another guy I've talked to about it, and I tell you what, man, it's not gonna be easy to beat him if he can play right now. Let me see. I'll message him. Is it me? Wait, chat, check your DMs. It might have been you. I did just message the player who I think could play, and you never know, it could have been you. Could be worth checking your DMs. You DM me, but sorry, I can't make it. With that setup, it's most likely Atto, possibly Rawas, and least likely but possible is Zen. I guess we'll have to see. Type !play in the meantime. I'll give you guys your Freudian... Is it Freud? No. Pavlovian music. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Feel free to queue it up in marbles while I search. Okay, this player actually is main menu. Means his match was forfeited. The question is, does he have his DMs, you know, blocked? Could DM him in 6 different places. That's my classic. Someone doesn't respond within 3 minutes. DM him on every single platform. Can't be Jack? Yeah, because Jack is always responding to my messages. No, I'm not easing off on the opponents, just to be clear, just because, you know, how it's been going. Okay, we do have another opponent. So I guess we're doing a couple more matches. All right, chat, we're gonna run some ads. You can type !point play. We probably won't run this marbles. We'll probably just get into the matches quick. But we'll run it after, of course. I'm just like quad confirming everything before I add it to the title and whatnot. Let's see, I can always pull them into the party as a way of asking them. So I came on my toilet break for no reason. You did what on your toilet break? You did what on your toilet break? Ba-da-ba-da-bum. I can't remember if I invited this guy already or if I'm going to now double invite him. Which is, of course, as we all know, incredibly toxic. You're losing it, Koi? Start the marbles? That's just a little tease. Just a little tease. Just a little tease. Okay. Should Moxy go first again? I figure just to go back and forth so Nupo doesn't play 2 in a row. I've been trying to switch who goes first every time, but I don't think it makes sense to switch that and then have it be like basically Nupo goes twice in a row and Moxy says go. All right. It's officially time to announce who they're playing. Guys, it's time for Moxy versus... I'll do it with the overlay. Why not do a drop as well? We're really just farming completely. Moxy versus Nas. Have we ever heard the end of this song before? There we go. He's in. All right. Best of 5, just FYI. Good luck, have fun. Shout out the grinders. Moxy and Nupo. Here we go. Moxy versus Nas. This is the road to Nupo versus Moxy and Leon happening in September. It is a set of 10 show matches in which these guys are going to be playing against the same people, not each other, as they try and get the best record possible and walk away with $1,000. Now, what are their opponents playing for? Their opponents are playing for $100 as Nas gets a nice reset pre-flip. As they look to train these guys in their preparation. Now, I was not expecting to pay out as many of $100 as I have had to so far, but I don't mind it. I want these guys to get good practice in preparation, and they have definitely gotten that. They are getting all of their practice here on the same days. It seems like they're definitely willing to grind even after matches don't go their way. Yesterday, after, I'm going to be mentioning how all the different series have gone before this, so it's worth going back and watching them in order. But after Drally was able to beat both Moxy and Nupo, they were down to try and go again. They ended up playing against Toxic. Same thing here with Vatira, who was able to get wins against both. They said, let's go again. Get us another opponent. And I tell you what, we are not easing off the gas on these two, okay? These guys are destined to be world champions. They're going to have to get practice against the best of the best. And so we brought in another top S tier, probably 1v1er, in Nas to play against both of them. Nas sitting at rank 2 in the world right now on the leaderboard. I think, who was rank 1? Was it Diaz rank 1 or was it Nupo rank 1? Those three were all the way up there. Might have been Diaz rank 1. Not DDoS rank 1, which is actually kind of nice. Players have been talking, oh, ain't nitrogen monoxide way. Moxy, I mean, this is tough, man. I don't know if this is counting as tilt queuing with the way that have gone, but I mean, that had to be a goal. We didn't get to see it from his POV. I didn't even think it was worth switching over, to be fair. But he gives that one up. And now he's going to start down 1-4. We are putting him through the absolute ringer in preparation for his matches in September. Moxy heads to the ceiling for the resets and is challenged immediately. Maybe these guys that are playing against them are playing with a little bit less weight on their shoulders. They're coming in, you know, with arguably lots to gain, you know, getting wins over these potential world champions. Shows you're still one of the top 1v1ers. Moxy and Nupo, they're fighting for every individual game, every little bit of edge that they could get both in this match and in preparation for the biggest 1v1 game ever played. Maybe the weight's holding them down ever so slightly. Ooh, actually maybe a perfect save from Moxy. You might see that and think, ooh, big mistake. But he did manage to bring the ball away from Nas. Problem is he gets demoed shortly after and still a goal for Nas. Sleaze Breeze, thank you for the gifted sub. Nupo said he uses these show matches for preparing, not his serious playstyle. That's a good idea. I mean, this is exactly what I, you know, had in mind when creating this tournament format for these guys. Is a chance for them to practice, prepare, get scrims. As far as I'm aware, you know, there is no 1v1 scrimming. Maybe one day there will be a little bit more. As I understand it now, 1v1 scrims happen between a couple teammates who maybe just decide, like, hey, let's just grind some 1v1 against each other. I often see TRK and Rawas, I feel like, in private matches with the same score and a high score on opposite sides, suggesting they're, you know, playing each other in 1v1. But I don't think there's a lot of one scrimming, which is, you know, maybe going to change. If 1v1 continues to grow and they add more of it to the RLCS instead of just, you know, those one LAN matches, people going to prepare more and more. I mean, it's arguably in its infancy here. You know, RLCS in its first season looked a lot different. Obviously, there's a bit more structure around the 1v1s than there was around RLCS 3s at the very beginning, but the culture established over many years on how is best to play, you know, the esport was there for 3s. Isn't there yet for 1s. For example, I mean, I think they're called friendlies, right? Chat, I mean, I watch a few fighting games as Moxy goes for a double jump bump. I'm not trying to say I'm a Pathfinder groundbreaker. That's not what I'm saying. RLCS is breaking ground with 1v1s. But, you know, in fighting games, like the ones that I watch a little bit of Melee, you'll just see basically 2 top players getting in lobbies and just playing each other for hours in order to, like, grind and improve. I don't think that's happening. I think everyone just queues 1s ranked right now in order to get their 1s prep, which who knows? Maybe that'll switch. Maybe that'll change as all the top 1v1 players are established. Maybe ranked will be considered, you know, not equivalent practice, just like it is for 3v3, just like it is for, you know, these other fighting games, I'm pretty sure. Only practice against the top players is what really gets you prepared for events. And that's what these show matches are, you know, trying to do right now. As Nas gonna get a reset and flip it over the top of Moxy. He's up 8-4. Nas has his fake kickoff red as Moxy collects boost in the back corner. Nice flick. Look at the power. That's the Moxy flick we're used to seeing. He's definitely still in range to win this game. Just not going to be easy. Moxy, little wave dash catch, and then another Moxy flick. Sent powerfully into the top shelf. Problem is Nas was there for this one. Moxy going right. I mean, this is his game. This is what I like to see from him in terms of building confidence, and actually something I wanted to see from him more when he was playing Yan on LAN. He's got a flick. He's got a really great flick. He's got one of the better ones in the game. And he should be trying to use it when it makes sense and not just stick to a more one-dimensional play style. Now, to be fair, Moxy in these show matches has been dabbling with a lot more speed play, a lot more aerial play than maybe he normally otherwise would. Maybe, again, because he's trying to get that into his game. He should be able to get around this one and tap it in. These are the kind of rewards he gets for working on that. As he flips this one over the top of Nas and straight into the crossbar and down. Moxy, look at this. Steals it away and is trying to rewrite the script. Can't believe this is how we're referring, you know, to these matches. But it's the reality, which is that these 2 champions are, you know, struggling to make sure they go at least positive in these 10 matches. I think they're both, what is it, 1-3? Coming into this matchup against Nas. A couple losses and they'll at best be able to go 500, which no one would have predicted, no matter what 10 opponents you grabbed for these 2. I was thinking it was going to come down to maybe a single loss here or there for one player. But it seems to be a lot dirtier as Moxy going to try and get a game 1 win here against Nas, and he flicks it over the top to the backboard and is able to follow it in the top left. Nas still has a chance. Big kickoff win. As he single jumps to pop the ball to the perfect position, then uses his flip to get to the side wall to prep up this air dribble. Has a reset over the top. Can he get the double? No. So it'll bounce on the ground. And game number 1 will go to the mock. Who organized this tournament? Me, Shivalapin. Not sure why you're asking that. Maybe because watch parties have multiple people watching the stream, but me, smiley face. Type me, smiley face, if you're the one who will organize this tournament. Or maybe me, Aga's better. Are the replays uploaded to ball chasing? No. When I've done that in the past, people just started uploading my show matches before me, which I didn't love. Because these will all release day after day. Each match that's been played will be released on the next day. And, you know, so a couple of them will maybe be delayed by a couple days. Who would go up, get the replays, make videos, and then upload them to YouTube. And well, unfortunately, my living depends on these YouTube videos, you know, getting people to watch them. So that means no one can have the replays anymore. Take that. Nas trying to score first. And will do exactly that in his air dribble out of the corner. Nas is one of, if not the best, as I've said many times about different players' aspects, people in the air who are able to read defenders. Nas gets up, gets the reset early, and then just watches and reacts. Improvisation in order to make whatever play is correct and get himself a goal. Your living depends on uploading Feer replays to YouTube. Oh, I got it. So I'm scamming you out of your life's work by not letting you have the ball chasing. I see. If I uploaded them a week or a month later, that would be a big mistake. But YouTube does not like, you know, a bunch of videos you've released all on the same day. It kind of just gives up on any of the old ones. So it works best to release them daily. Then everybody has something to watch at lunchtime or as they fall asleep. Yes, I'm talking about you who's watching this game right now with that bite of lunch in your mouth. Nas losing this kickoff here. Nah, more like toilet for me. Wait. Type 1 in chat if when you see a Feer video gets released, you head straight to the toilet so you can boot up the video. Nas makes a save. You cannot get off the toilet until he scores again. Stuck here for now. But now you can get off as Nas makes it 3-1. Yeah, I could do ball chasing uploads a week later, but then you start getting into what we call the lazy streamer area, where I have to remember to go back and put them back on ball chasing after the videos have been uploaded. And that would require work from a lazy streamer. You see how that creates a problem. Moxy. Flick. Denied by Nas. Trying to follow it right up, and it does work as he goes top right. I forget, chat. Who is Nas playing with on... Oh, Radosin. Radosin. Nas is on Ninjas in Pajamas. Going to be playing the European Last Chance qualifier alongside Oski and Radosin. At least I assume they're playing Europe. I haven't heard any news that they're playing MENA, and I don't know why they would go to another region, as they are probably a team who are favorites to win that Last Chance qualifier. Moxy setting up a flick and a 50. Maybe didn't get the kind of one you wanted. Itachi, from what my understanding is, this is just from reading, you know, posts here and there from people who maybe listen to a stream. Sounds like the best way to find out is to understand French and watch a stream. But apparently he's like burnt out, and or I don't know if he's ever heard the words burnt out. Basically, isn't really interested in grinding Rocket League much anymore. Apparently, after their match and not qualifying, you know, just wasn't really playing the game. He's been streaming recently. Stream's been going well whenever I've seen his stream. Seems like people like it. I like streaming. I could see someone wanting to stream as a job. Moxy gonna counter and make it 3-4. Seems a lot more stressful to be playing and to have your results, you know, dictate your compensation, but also a lot more fun too. I mean, lands have got to be the most fun thing to ever do, I imagine, while playing. So it's a mix, but maybe once you've done it for as long as Itachi has, you've had enough. Moxy down 1 as he tries to equalize here with possession. He is going to go back around the ball and chip it directly on target. He just threw one directly at Nas. Will be enough to get boost steal, but Nas has boost of his own. So he'll send Moxy all the way back. Lots of time, though, for Moxy to get this goal. Although, I think Nas has the advantage right now with Moxy. Sure, he's on ball, but it's going to cost him all his boost. He's not likely to hold on to it. Nas up the side wall. Moxy to the ceiling. Nice challenge. We just saw Vatira do a S-tier job at defending. Oh, there's that flick again. See, I like to see Moxy feeling good about his flick. It doesn't pay off. I mean, Nas is still a great defender, but you should be able to use it on occasion to get outplays. Nas going to pass to himself off the side wall and take to the skies. Moxy gets around to make the save, lands on the inside of the net, and has to pre-flip in order to keep the ball away from Nas. Preferably, he would take it straight to the net, but Nas recovered decently enough, and that roll away should be enough. 1-1. Moxy and Nas all tied up as we head to game number 3. Rawasan Killers tomorrow. I'm assuming the person who's messaged this a few times says you want Rawasan Killers to play against these guys. I would be down to have those two on. But you never know who is and isn't, you know, grinding or prepared to play one's matches. Game number 3. Moxy and Nas. Moxy slamming one towards the top shelf. Nice reset. Oh, I'm not sure you got it or not. I think he just landed and flipped in. Nas using his wall dashing to get all the way out of position. Unfortunately, not to his advantage. Let's go, Moxy. I have to assume that that's how the person wanted to be said when they sent that as their first time chat. Nas bringing this one to the ground. 50 in it off the post. Able to follow it up for his first goal. Anybody just tuning in who doesn't know the format, we've got Moxy versus Nupo. And they are not playing each other directly. Instead, they're playing all the same opponents and looking to have a better record. In the case of Nas, Moxy's going first, so you will see Nupo versus Nas immediately following this one. Moxy 50 forces one up to the back wall. Follows it up for a second goal. Nas on the air dribble, taking it out to the midfield, not rushing it straight towards the net in order to cause, a tough challenge from Moxy. A lot of ground to cover, but Moxy does cover that ground and then gets a demo. And now into a dribble of his own. Fakes, goes low, and will be able to style a couple more touches to make it 3-1. Pass. Taking this one to the sidewall as Moxy giving it a little bit extra. Popping into the midfield. Nice movement on the reset, but Moxy still makes a save. Nass trying to chip it down. Moxy escaping a demo now into a dribble of his own. Quick collection. Wants to go to his flick. Doesn't quite get it. Nass forces the low flick into the crossbar, but not far enough out to get out of danger. Moxy will make it 4-1. Moxy launches this one high and does manage to pre-flip out to his boost and grab it just before Nass arrives. Here's another flick situation. Moxy, little camera checks, decides the irritable 50 is the way to go. Now we'll look to starve out. Ooh, that's definitely not what he wants to do. As he takes a nice trip all the way around the boost without stealing it. Nass doesn't pick up much either, though. So Moxy able to stay on offense. As the possession will reset. Nass looking to try and close the distance. Doesn't work. Moxy flicks over the top. And it's 5-1 here in game number 3. Moxy. Oh, I was going to say, this might be a situation in which doing the opposite flick from the one he's used to could put the ball away from Nass, but ultimately he sticks with his signature and actually puts it up kind of behind Nass. Ends up being much better. Almost like Moxy should be the player and not me. Nah, surely that's not it. Nass, who tried to steal the boost, I imagine, in reverse there, but didn't get it. Air dribble started. Can Nass find a way to bring this back to the net? I'm not sure it's worth it. It's going to cost so much boost, and it's going to be fairly easy to read, but he did try and do so. Maybe bringing it there, forces a save that otherwise would not have happened, and a counter might be easier. Nass going to get a second goal. He hasn't given up yet. He was down 5. He's going to make it down 4 with 2 minutes to make up that ground. Moxy hovering on the side wall, waiting for a 50. Just positioning himself in a spot that would force Nass to make a bad challenge. Nass took a sweet time. And now Moxy's going to head back to his own corner. Has a shadowing Nass. Nass going for a redirect to try and drop it down into his corner and not going for the psycho. As I don't think he felt that was reliable enough, but turns out leaving the ball close to the net didn't work either. As Moxy grinds out another goal. 7-2. Nass dunks this one straight over the top. And Moxy with the goal line save. Ball 50% of the way in. Zap dash demo! And Moxy's going to go pick up 100. And he's ready to demo again. Nass goes next. He's had enough. After, oh wait, well, I want to unpause and show that one zap dash demo. It was kind of a perfect spot. Sorry, not trying to tilt Nass, I promise. It just, when I went to pause, Moxy was right there on the zap dash. I had to show it again. Not trying to tilt Nass. I swear I'm neutral. Moxy not letting him get into the game quickly. Game number 4. Moxy and Nas. Moxy looking to try and get a win. I can't believe I'm saying it, but a rare win it would be for either one of these guys so far. Still lots of tournament left to change their records around as Nas pre-flips. Doesn't get maybe the extra reset he was hoping for. And instead, will hand the ball to Moxy for the first goal. Moxy just rolling straight down the center of the field before the 50. A nice follow-up as Nas looked to try and close some of that distance after the initial save. Got bumped into net. Ended up going too far out to not commit. Nas not able to pick up the midfield 100. I think Moxy wanted a first touch there based on everything else his car did, but forced into catching the ball high. Something that's easy to intercept. Nas reads that, takes it away. And now, looking to try and go get midfield 100. I would have thought he'd gone back to the back corner for 100, but instead, felt like he needed to force the issue a bit more. Even though he didn't get a good possession. I guess he has a solid one now and was able to pick up the 100 later. A nice side flip as Moxy tried to challenge. Do I think the results would have been different if this was a best of 7? You mean in general, like all the different matches? No, I don't think so. I don't think it's, that much different from playing a best of 5. Because maybe you're posturing, hey, these guys won the tournaments that were all best of 7 in order to qualify for LAN, and LAN match will be best of 7. So maybe they're just best of 7 players. I don't think it would be a lot different. What if they were best of 1? If they were best of 1 and or it was first goal wins, I'm willing to consider that it might have been different. Moxy throwing another attempt at a kickoff goal on net. Nas able to stop it. And now dribbling out of the corner, dunked away. Nas's offense has looked a little less consistent. Moxy has been able to capitalize on some open nets. What happens if they're tied at the end? So if they're tied by series, we'll go to game differential. And if they're tied by game differential, I think I said I'll add the prize to the World Championship. You just get an extra 1,000. We'll call it a tie. And when they actually play each other, whoever wins gets just a little bit more. Penalty shootout is not how I'd want to end it. But I highly doubt that game differential will also be tied. I think the chances that series is tied is pretty high. I could definitely see that happening. But game differential, probably not. Nice one from Nas as Moxy able to cut off this ball from falling down to the ground with his resets. And Nas gets caught completely out of position. Rocket League penalty shootout would be pretty tough to do. How would you guys do it? Low 50 from Moxy. Ooh, he's getting confident. He is getting confident, and he's going to make Nas come back here and let it slow roll in. because just putting the ball on top of, you know, somebody's car or something isn't really a good enough position. You almost need like a bouncing ball maybe, or you could get to pick between like a high bounce that you could aerial set up easy. I don't know. And then after the save, like just a singular save or this ball heading back past the midfield line or something. Maybe that's all defenders have to do, just clear it out, and then that ends it. Otherwise, it's a long... They could play for a minute. I don't know. I'm not sure it would go as well as you think it might. But there's probably some good rules. You just have to bend it a little bit. American style, they start at midfield and have a few seconds. I almost feel like it'd have to be like a full possession. Like you give somebody a possession, and then as they cross the midfield line, then the defender can challenge or something, and then all they have to do is get it past the midfield line again, and that counts as saving it. Moxy up 7-3. Seems to finally be comfortable. These are the kind of matches we were maybe expecting to see from these best 1v1ers in the world. Nas going to be forced into a DS challenge as he has to dodge the Moxy demo. Reset bump. No save by Moxy. He was on the back wall with Nas. Forced him to jump early. Made the full recovery and made the save to make it 8-3. And with 49 seconds left to go, I thought maybe there'd be a forfeit, but Nas does have a good chance if he can get a kickoff. He just needs a kickoff every 10 seconds. I mean, certainly not impossible, but something that Moxy can easily prevent if he really wants to. Now he's going for double resets. He does get over the top of Nas. That'll probably be it. I imagine Nas is down to go next now, but you never know. It is the end of the series. He's going to stick with it. I say go next because he's got Nupo right after this. And you might be wondering, oh, having to play another series right after a loss, that's going to be an advantage for Nupo, right? Because Nas is going to be down in his luck. So far, only the opposite has happened. So far, people who have lost have only then gone on to win against the other person. So we'll see if that can change. Yes. Feer, I cost you a lot of money, so now I stop lose. Dude, Moxy, you've made me a lot of money. You don't need to worry about that. Every moment you play on the stream, you're doing just fine. All right, GG's. Nice pogo from the mock. It's Nupo's turn. We will do a quick check of the leaderboard here to give you guys an idea of where we're at before we end the recording. No, not marbles. We have Nas playing now. Moxy wins 3-1. And that now puts him in the lead because he has a better series record, but of course it's because Nas hasn't played yet. So Nupo needs a win. Or sorry, Nupo hasn't played yet in order to keep his lead. Alrighty. Let's back out. Pull in Nas. We got, or pull in Nupo. We got 3 minutes of ads before we get started again. I'm going to go join Nupo's party. And then I'll pull Nas in. Because Nupo needs to find us a good one. A good server. Okay, don't start yet. I need 3 minutes. Seems like you guys love ads, based on what I'm reading. These guys are testing. Test. Although what I don't understand is I don't have admin. No problem. Okay. 1 minute 30 seconds. In a minute 30 seconds, we will start. When everyone is back from Edge. Nupo versus Nas now. DSC yelled, there you go. DSC gave a look of pleasant surprise. DSC belted, we got a squad now. I like this copy pasta. That's a good one. DSC 9914. All right, guys. Do we VIP or ban Hamaro, who has said exclusively, bro, Feer, let me in. I will sweep both Nupo, Moxy, I swear. Bro, let me in. I will sweep both Nupo, Moxy, I swear. Bro, let me in. I will sweep both Nupo and Moxy, I swear. Yo, let me in. I'm not like saying it extra. This is as many times as he said it. Yo, Feer, let me in. I will sweep both Nupo and Moxy, I swear. And he actually switched it. One of them said yo, and a bunch of them said bro. And I thought he was copy pasting it, but he might have been typing it every time, because one of them, and just one of them, said yo. And apparently the King of the Marbles is insisting that you guys type ban. Ready. Good luck. Have fun. Let's do it. Chat, here we go. We got Nupo versus Nas, and we continue the road to Nupo versus Moxy in Lyon in September. The World Championships will be battled between these two. We are going to have them play against the same 10 opponents. If this is your first time tuning in, we've had them play against, I believe, 4 opponents so far. This is the 5th opponent in Nas. You should go back and watch all of them. They've played against Raziers, Drally, Toxic, Vatira, and now Nas. The player that has the better series record against the 10 opponents will walk away with $1,000. The challengers are playing for $100 per win. And I tell you what, it has not been that rare. You might think, oh, it's going to be, rare here and there that these two drop games. That hasn't been true so far. But what has been true is lots of good practice. Let's put it that way. For both Nupo and Moxy. And they seem to be locked in, ready to grind more and more as Nas, the current ranked 2 player in the world on the leaderboard, and somebody that a lot of people had as the favorite. I think most people had as the favorite going into the EU 1v1 RLCS. I think after it was all said and done, people would have had Moxy and Drally as the 2 players who were clearly, at the peak, ready to represent EU and RLCS in that moment. But I think people correctly had Nas coming in as a favorite based on his salt mines and his show matches up until that point. And he's going to show he's still got 1v1 ability as he wins this kick off to the sidewall and launches it in for a second. Nas on the air dribble the length of the field. Nice flick. For a long time, it was Nas and Diaz who reigned supreme after the salt mine in 1v1. Nas showing he has a little bit of the South American top talent in him as well. Who's the next opponent? I've messaged a good amount of people, but I am not scheduling them far out ahead. I'm just kind of letting them happen. And I thought it was going to take a lot longer to let them happen, but I don't mind ending early. Just might end way before the World Championship. Still a lot of great practice for these guys. So I've reached out to people in preparation, like, hey, I might try and schedule a game with you here. Here's the format, etc. And so I have a decent idea of who might get to play, but you never know what's going to end up happening when it comes to scheduling. Nas to the ceiling. Worlds is September. Maybe the 2nd or 3rd week of September. Because there's going to be the 4 weekends of LCQ and then an Esports World Cup, which is going to cover most of the weeks. I thought we might get 1 or 2 games a week, and then it would take, half that time. Turns out we might just get a ton of reps here really early. Yes. A really powerful ground pinch just got saved by Nupo. But the follow-up is in favor of Nas, and he'll make it 4-2. You're going to have time for another tourney? Yeah, I don't know what it's going to be. It'll have to be Nupo Moxy Road to Worlds version 2. 10 more games. This time, it's the same but different. Nas. Nice air dribble. Reset top shelf. Gonna make it 5-2. One thing that we can say for sure is that Nupo and Moxy have kept this challenge really contested. You know, there's a world in which, especially with how many, faltering series we've seen, that one player could have maybe ran away with it and been a heavy favorite to take it all already. But I would say that has not been the case. They've been neck and neck. Each time we do a new series, it feels like it swaps back to who's in the lead. Nupo, nice speed, just a little bit too quick. And ends up putting it off the post instead of in. He's got half a game to make up this 4-goal deficit, so it's 6-2. But it all happened very quickly. So certainly not a game to give up on yet. Nupo, half flip set up on this dribble. Top shelf shot. Nas pre-jumped it, makes the save. And now he's headed back the other way to try and take advantage on a late recovering defender. And almost did. Reset is off the post. And now Nupo, air dribble bump, air dribble demo. Will get his third as he starts to inch it back. Nas wanted to watch that whole thing for some reason. I think he does a lot more watching in general. I feel like I've noticed that from Mr. Nas. He will watch through replays in lots of different games, lots of different situations, not just when he's trying to, like, well, I don't know if he's ever trying to be toxic, whether he scored or someone else scored. Maybe he likes to wipe his hands off or something, or get a drink of water, which I'm about to do right now. That's what he reminded me. Thought maybe Ness is getting water. Maybe I should get water. Nupo. Nice outplay here. Extended possession. Never went all in. Never overdid it. And right when he gets his boost stolen, it seems like maybe it's over. He does not give up. Chain some dashes. Get a goal. Bring it back within 2. Nas. Booming to the top shelf. Nupo actually able to pinch it far enough away that he should be able to pick up 100, but he's not going to. He's just going to rely on his dashes, and it worked for him before, and why not? What a save! My goodness. How is Nas prepared for that? Nupo went all in on 0 and actually thought it was going to work out as he chained all those dashes in. We didn't get to see from Nas POV, but Nas managed to make a save, and probably a game-securing save when you think about it, because he does counter it the other way. And is now up 7-4 with 54 seconds. Nas wanted 100, not gonna get it. Nwpo would have had a tough time creating something out of this, but Nas just left and allowed him to land. You know, watching from Nupo POV, I mean, I guess Nas needs 100, but it feels like sticking around there, and instead of going for the 100, might make Nupo's life really hard. But maybe Nas felt like, if I don't pick 100 up, sure, maybe I stop this for a second, but I won't stop the follow-up. And I need boost for that. Nupo catch, control, 17 seconds, delayed flick, it's in! And it's now time to start believing, if you're a Nupo fan. Great soft touch into catch. Nas watching it out. Maybe he's looking to see what he did wrong. Big kickoff moment here. Nas going to fake it, and it's going to work out about as well as you could ever hope for on a fake. The ball rolled back into his corner. Nwpo challenge off the ceiling. Did he win this one? He's going to put it towards the net. It's too high. Nas knows he doesn't have to jump, and I think that's a huge problem. If he got it anywhere in the net. Now, wait a second. Wait just a second. This ball is in the air. Nwpo, he can't get back to it. Oh, my goodness. Nwpo, so close to scoring this at 0 seconds. Instead, it's a lightning quick GG from Nas, who was never worried for a moment as he takes game number 1. Nas on the board. It's always relevant to compare how Moxy played against Nas in terms of who's going to gain or lose ground. Now, at best, Nupo can just go neutral with this matchup. If he wins the next 3, then he will have matched Moxy's result against Nas. If he were to lose, he would find himself behind once again in these slew of 1v1s he's been playing. Nas, big kickoff win. Should be able to get a second off of it. Nupo had some kickoff struggles earlier, as he definitely was trying to force this one to the left. Nash just getting there on goal side and getting there early enough. Not playing into the kickoff games that Nupo wants to play. Nas sending this one to the other side as Nupo picks up the corner. Oh my goodness, look at this movement from Nupo. It is so tricky and makes it seem like he's for sure going to pick up a reset. Next thing you know, he's not doing that. He's just rolling back towards the ball and tapping it over the top of Nas. It is such a big difference between getting a reset, going to the ground, and taking that late wave dash type shot, which is what he probably would have been going for if he had done that, versus just rolling through and all of a sudden surprising you and tapping it towards your net, which is what Nupo does. Flick high from Nas, denied. Nupo maybe electing to try and reposition here. He had 40 boost with the ball. Ultimately decided that he'd rather flick it away, force a save, and go pick up 100. See what he can do from there. Can he get this double? It is a high double. Nas not going to allow it. But forcing Nas up high means he can go and steal his boost, as he will reset possession again. This time Nas with a lot less. Nupo, ball carry, flick top right. Nas passes the test, makes the first save. Can he make another reverse challenging? That won't work. Nas gets red, and Nupo equalizes. Nupo forcing this one over the top of the kickoff, and then a slight fake. Making sure not to tap the ball towards the net the moment Nuss is crossing the line of the shots. Instead, little ground touch in. Chat, everyone say hi to the robot. Pass. Double jump shots. Saved by Nupo. Nupo going to take it to the side wall. And a almost sneaky wall pinch from Nas in order to capitalize on a brief moment of an open net. Instead, it'll be an air dribble. I mean, kind of still did capitalize. He forced the ball into the blue half and then was able to keep it there. Great catch and dribble back into a 50. 3-3. Type 1 in chat if you're a bot viewer, just so we can get an idea of how many viewers here that are bots. It's good to know for the analytics. Nupo, big counter. Nas is going to pre-jump and double it off the back wall. And now look for a long shot. Nupo should be able to send this. Ooh, wanted the perfect sweet spot. Actually might have gotten the perfect sweet spot on the crossbar. In order to be able to counter it, Nas is a little bit tilted here, you could think. He's just sitting here frustrated that he wasn't able to get the read off of that bounce. Nupo definitely had to hit crossbar. That was the most important thing. Didn't want to send it too high. Backboard reads are simple, light work. Getting the perfect read off the crossbar is something that Nas is quite likely to mess up, and he does. And now look at this movements. Nupo single jumping, but rolling around and using that jump to push himself right back down, catch and flick over the top of Nas, which ends up getting the ball over the top of him earlier than you'd expect. Nas is a guy who's seen many a dribbles and knows how long it takes after you've single jumped to, regain control of the ball, and has decided, I have space and time to challenge. And then Nupo takes that space and time right back away in order to gain an edge. Now Nas will use a flip. Not often you see an air dribble where someone's completely on the side of the ball work this well, but the ball is headed in if Nas doesn't flip. And if he does, he can put it all the way back on the other side. So it's a pretty tough decision to make for Nupo on whether or not he wants to get faked or he wants to stop, the flip shot. In this sense, he decided he did not want to be faked and started to jump as if Nas maybe wasn't going to touch the ball. Wave dash pop by Nupo as he wins the kickoff and is back to trying to force some offense. Nupo flick. First one. Oh my, wait, am I crazy or should he not have just flipped in that ball? Does he know something I don't know? Was there not a way to pre-flip and just Nas could not have possibly recovered? He tried to hit him with a fake, I think, and instead missed out on his opportunity to score. Nas, little pogo landing to make sure the ball pops a little bit and is a little bit tougher to read on a challenge from Nupo, who does back off. Now Nas to the skies, resets, nothing reasonable to be done with it, so he'll land on the ground and then instead get a follow-up to tie the game. Nas watching this one out. The previous ones that he watched were Nupo's goals. This one he's watching his own goal. I'm not sure. I guess if I had to guess, it probably has nothing to do with the goal at all, and more to do with whatever is going on in his world. Ooh, what a save. Nupo deciding not to use his quick recovery to chase the ball. Instead, he's going to shadow and he just gets stuck in a tough position. You could see him almost wanting to go back on his decision to shadow as he thinks about reverse challenging here. He says, no, I can't do that. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. And then just ices himself out, driving forward and reverse over and over. I don't know why auto mod stopped this one. What it highlighted did not seem like it was any part of it that would be that bad. Nas, I was staring at this chat trying to understand why Automod didn't like it. Oh, Nupo mistake. Nas, good catch. Planned for that. Fake kickoff. Ooh, from Nas. Gonna pay off. Nupo tried to get a little pinch in order to capitalize on the read, but instead it's Nas who's doing like the opposite of tilting as he drops his controller and seems to feel like he has won this one. He must be dropping his controller and doing something, man. Not skipping the replay, and his car just rolling up the side wall. Could be a sweaty hand situation. Has he thought about the AJ... What was it? Not liposuction. That's the word. What's it called? What did AJ... Why can't I think of the word right now? For what AJ got in his hand. Botox. That's it. Yeah. (9-5). Nas ran away with this one here at the end. And officially Moxy is gaining ground back on Nupo by Nas getting the second game win. If Nupo can get a reverse sweep, it won't be as bad. But if Nas can close this out, Nupo will be a series behind. Jonas Brother, thank you for the Prime, the 10 months. He says, hello, Feer. I really love the stream. My favorite part of the stream is when you have some of the top players in Rocket League play 1 versus 1 against each other. I think it's a really good time, and specifically, your commentary adds a lot to the match. So that's the reason why I've subscribed today. Thank you, Jonas Brother. Nas snagging the corner boost at the cost of a goal in his net as Nupo's going to open up the scoring here in Game 3. The Fun Buns, they've been 33 months Tier 1. Pros only get scored on in defense when they mess up mirroring. Nupo kind of sucks at it, which is why he's struggling. Just thought it was interesting. You were talking about the shadowing and the mirroring. We'll all watch closely as Nupo shadows. Mr. Nice Guy, thank you for the 4 months Prime. Also mentioning how much he loves the stream and how he thinks we do a great job with the show matches. Really fun tournament format. I've been having a great time watching it. Thanks for making the games happen. Heart, Mr. Nice Guy 420. Thank you, man. It's a good message. Nas, full field air dribble. Has a nice little reset wave dash to finish it. Asking to zap dash his way back into his own half. Didn't pick up the corner boost. Have to imagine he meant to. I didn't watch his POV the whole way, but I'm pretty sure he sent himself back that way. And yep, was definitely trying to clip that with the edge of his hitbox and didn't get it. Nas on an air dribble, reset 50. Nothing comes of it. Now the question is, can he at least stop the bleeding? And it seems like he has. He's forced a lot of boosts out of Nupo as well, but it is going to be a Nupo possession here. Ness chasing him off the ball with a demo threat. And now sidewall dribble from Nas. So effective in these positions. Even against the likes of Nupo. Threatens everything all at once. And you cannot wait, or he will read you and destroy you. Nas. Catch, flick. As he tries to execute off kickoff. He's trying to get a sweep here against Mr. Nupo. And he is up 2. Lots of time left on the clock. Nupo needs to regain here. As he could find himself down in the series once again. Not to spoil all the previous matches, but it opened up with Moxy in the lead with a win over Raziers that Nupo was unable to match. Then Nupo brought it back with a sweep over Toxic that Moxy did the exact opposite of, got swept by. And then not only were we equal, but because of that heavy victory, or heavy one-sided affair with the Toxic matchups, Nupo actually had the lead on game differential. Game differential and series differential, I imagine, will probably be hurting here if he doesn't start getting some games on the board. Nupo, air dribble bump. Doesn't get a bump, but doesn't need to. Nupo flick, top shelf. Denied. Not quite countered because this is off target. We'll put it to the side wall where he was hoping to be able to make a play off of it, but Nas being a pest. Slants to the back wall. Nupo the other way. Reset. Wave dash. Easy to control for the Moroccan. And he's now back the other way. Ball cam on to watch Nupo. What a save. He was hiding behind the ball on Nas POV. Nas relentless though. Gonna make it 5-3. We are now halfway through the game. 2-goal lead for Nas. He has kept it going the way he had before. Nupo gonna have to turn it around. Oftentimes, the way the 1v1 world works is a lot of players will play most, of course, when they're winning. It's understandable. And you'll see those players who are winning, get into more and more matches to see just to what heights they can go to. And without an official circuit, I feel like oftentimes players would, if it's not going well for them, maybe take a big break, come back later. Nothing they have to play in. The difference here with Nupo and Moxy is they are slotted to play in the World Championship. They will be playing each other. There will be a 1v1 match. So even if 1v1 scrims or show matches aren't going well, you may just have to stick it out, and that's what these guys are doing right now. Bass faking the kickoff, getting possession, booming to the back wall. Now trying to control this one down to the ground. Nupo is being his pest self as he swings back and forth. Nas dodging demos. Now Nupo on the goal line. Oh, he does make the save, just barely. He gets both posts. Now headed back the other way. Could this be a turning point? Nupo losing the ball off the top of his car just a little bit. I think he would have preferred to flick, but didn't have that choice on the way it was set up. Instead, had to go for that kind of hook shot, single jump shot. A little bit less lethal, but he still has possession. Feels like a must-score situation here for Nupo, who sees the early challenge, flicks high. Can he use his boost to get back? He actually popped it up too much. So Nas's pre-jump is going to pay off a way that is slightly differently than normal. I think that's a GG's. Yeah, that's a GG's from Nupo. He needed a score there. Instead, he calls the GG's. Pogo? No, he left the party, left the match. All right. These guys have not been able to sweep any opponents. Sometimes, when no one else will do something, you got to do it yourself. Let me show them how it's done with the 32 seconds we have left. It's quite simple, really. I don't have any boost. I'm used to doing this with infinite boost. I pogo really far away, and then I just use my infinite boost to figure it out. Okay, this feels like a decent setup. Oh no, I didn't get back to the ball. We'll count it. I touched it. You guys all saw it. Don't worry about the fact that it's slow mode on that one. You saw it. I touched it there. We all saw it. GG's. GG's. Mr. Jack, thank you for the raid. W raid. You know what you guys are just here in time for. Probably not any more 1v1s today, but there will be 1v1s here in the future. But everyone's favorite challenge. Time exclamation point play. Raiders, do this. And it's exclamation point play. I will show the scoreboard real quick as well. So this was a sweep. A sweep for Nas, which actually means Nupo did not pick up a game today. And this is the current standings. Now, Moxy up 3 games and up a series. But still, both of them with losing records. Kind of surprising. I don't think any of us saw this coming. This will be the last game played for this week. I'm going to be off this weekend. We'll probably try and find games again next week. Are only going to be around for the early part of the week. There's a chance it's like a couple weeks before we keep it going. But 5 of them down. This is where it currently stands. And now it's time to find out where you currently stand among all the viewers in chat right now. Type exclamation point play. We did not approve your time off request. Oh, cool. The current king of the marbles is Sleazebreeze. If you are a subscriber and you win, you'll become king of the marbles. If not, you're going to get a gifted sub. Are you ready, chat? Can we get to 500? It's easy to get more when we do what we do where we like let people join earlier and then join later. Can we get to 500? The only reason why we're potentially waiting out here. We're not that close. We're at 429. Ace kill, thank you for the 6 months, tier 1.
My goat Feer 7.
Thank you. Appreciate you. What happens if I lose? If I get last, I will double the amount of subs that have been gifted so far in the day. I've never gotten last. But if I were to get last today, I would gift 49. 1 sec. We're talking to Dr. Feer. All right. We were saying what's up to Dr. Feer. We can wait no longer. We cannot get down to 500. I don't think it's going to happen fast enough. Instead, let's race. Koi! Off to an early lead. Look at him go. Wait, how did Kahid get there? Wait, what's going on? This guy's hacking. Okay, he's dead. If you're down here, you're going to die, so it doesn't matter. Thanks for hanging out today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. 49 subscriptions on the day. Much appreciated. And Drewski! Dude, he just got royal blood, man. He's already been king of the marbles. And now he might be on his way back to becoming king of the marbles. I don't think we're going to add that emote, Fun Buns. I think we're okay without that one. The thin ice is not breaking for anyone. Our record marble down there looked like it got broke on the thin ice and dropped through. Maybe because you get stuck in here forever if you don't drop through the thin ice. Andrewski, you need to get out of there quick. Look at this marble. This is the record marble. You guys are just getting owned by the record marble. Bolting? One punch legend? Seems like breaking on the ice is actually good. Ryan Lufsey? Maybe a new king? Ooh, unless Andrewski can get here. The thing is, once you get down, you bop up and you bop back into the funnel. So he might be first into the funnel. Ooh, no, Ryan. It's going to be close. It's going to be close unless somebody snags it randomly. It's Mr. Mars. It's Mr. Mars. Congratulations on your gifted subscription. Now I do not want to be last. And there's no way I'll be last. Where am I at? I might have died already. I have an orange name whenever I show up. Unless I'm one of these people. Dude, there's so many marbles right here. What are we all doing? We're all taking our turns? Slowly rolling down this 1x1 file. Look at this guy. What's this llama doing? You guys are probably all going to die to the fire, let's be honest. Last person to drop in this bucket. Z-Stap, you've never won? Crazy. Here comes a fire. It's time to say goodbye to somebody in chat. Who's it going to be? Random Tech 7248. Great hanging with you today, bud. But we'll see you later. Chat, hopefully you enjoyed today's stream. The road to Nupo versus Moxy continues next week. We're going to watch some ads, find somebody to raid. Thanks for hanging.